Hi bookworms, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today's video I am doing my June TBR, so without further ado let's get straight into the video. So I'm filming this pretty early, as you could tell. It's the 27th of May. It's not quite June yet, but you would have seen the video of this announcement before this, but at the beginning of June we're getting a puppy and it's going to be quite hectic, so I basically just wanted to film my videos all done up early so they're all scheduled in so I don't have to worry, because the first week is literally going to be obsession over puppy. But yeah, we're getting a puppy. I will link the vlog down below just in case you haven't watched it, but it will be before this comes out anyway, so hopefully you would have already watched it. But we're going to do my June TBR, and my June TBR basically is just going to be all the books I'm reading for Whateverathon. I'm participating in Whateverathon again. I absolutely loved it last year. It was really fun. Really excited for this year. I am so wanting to complete this whole TBR, so fingers crossed. We'll see. I have included some book clubs and my vlog series that I do. I am also participating on a Patreon readathon, which is Cover with Cassidy, her Patreon. She's doing a readathon, but it's for 3 months. However, I'm not going to talk about that because, quite frankly, there are a lot of prompts for the whole 3 months and I do not know what books to go with, so I'm pretty much just going to be reading whatever I want and hopefully it will fit a prompt rather than TBR it, because I honestly think my mood's gonna change. But one of the things I do know from it is if you read any book that's about dragons, you can already knock off one of the prompts, doesn't matter which. And I have got a few dragon books that I'm reading anyway for Whateverathon, so I'm already good. I can, already scratch off a prompt, doesn't matter if I've read it or not anyway. But I might possibly do a vlog of it, or I might do a separate video just talking about it. I haven't quite decided yet, but this primarily is Whateverathon TBR and the book clubs vlog series that I'm doing. So let's get straight into book clubs and buddy reads and everything else first, and then we'll get into Whateverathon. So let me go and grab my books, specifically these two first. So I, as you know, do a Fairy Loot vlog series. I have been a bit crap with it, but I'm back into it. I have started to get back into fantasy, so fingers crossed that stays, because we've got a few fantasy books here. But for June I asked Lucy to pick the book because we also buddy read a Fairy Loot book, and I obviously do this whatever we read for the vlog series. So she decided she wanted to read Witches Steeped in God by Shannon Smart. This is a beautiful book, I'm not gonna lie. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm really excited to read this. It's a witches fantasy. It's very diverse, which I love, because I think this can fit really well with one of the bonus prompts for Whateverathon. But we're going to be reading this. It's not massive, it's not a chunky book, but the way I am going at the moment with my fantasy, I think I'm going to enjoy this because it's witches, it's YA, and I'm thinking that I'm going to vibe with it. I don't think it's going to be a very hard fantasy world to get around with. So I'm going to be reading this for May's Fairy Loot vlog series, so you will see a dedicated vlog of me reading this and my thoughts. But I'm very excited to read this, and I know Lucy is, so I think it's a book she's been wanting to read for a while. And then I also do my 12 book challenge vlog series. Now I have changed some books around, because originally this month it was meant to be The Priory of the Orange Tree, but I have some chunky books that are already on my TBR, and I'm kind of I don't want to put an 800+ page book on top of a these chunky books as well. So I've moved it around, and I'm quite glad because, to be fair, I've been wanting to read this book for ages, and I was just like, sod it, I'm just bumping it up. So for my 12 book challenge, I am going to be reading Into the Drowning Deep by Myra Grant. This is basically a horror about mermaids. So basically I think someone films a mockumentary about these ancient sea creatures, and everyone calls it a host, but basically the people who did this all got lost at sea and never were found, and so a new crew has been assembled to investigate, and they basically find out what happened. I have heard that it is very spooky and you will never see mermaids the same again. So I'm very excited to read this. I was hoping to get a physical copy. There was someone doing it secondhand, but they didn't like any of the books I wanted to swap with. So I was like, right, it's going to have to be the library. Thankfully, the library had it. So I'm very happy that, you know, because quite frankly, I'm not spending money on books because I've got a puppy to look after. But I'm really excited to get to this. Like, it's quite a spooky cover. And I don't particularly like reading books about mermaids, so I am quite intrigued to see mermaids be put in a sort of place that they're horrible and nasty and gruesome. So I'm like, yes, I think this is probably the only kind of mermaid book I'd be interested in. So I'm really excited to read that. Then on to book clubs / buddy reads. So I am not doing my book club for June. Purely because puppy, and I knew I was participating in Whateverathon and I wanted to primarily complete that readathon, but also I'm in two minds whether to continue with my book club or not. Basically in my book club I've only got about 3 or 4 people who actually do it with me, and I adore them, I love them, and I'm really grateful for them always participating. But I've got 20 plus people on both the Discord chat and about 15 on like the Instagram chat, and having 4 and it's like the 4 same people in both places, it's just really disheartening. And I'm just sort of like, if you don't want to participate, get out of the groups. But seeing that there are 20 people, depending where you look at, like there, but they don't participate, it's just a bit of a kick in the teeth. And all of the effort I've put in specifically in the Discord chat, I'm just like, no one's really appreciating it apart from the little group I have. And I just sort of feel like, do I want to put the effort in when I'm not really getting much back? So I'm in two minds of whether to just make it into a buddy group just on Discord, and just have the people that obviously are involved, and we just basically, like, each month someone chooses 2 books, we vote, and that's the book we read, and take like sort of do like a buddy read together rather than a book club. So I'm in two minds. So I decided to take June off and basically not choose anything, but also decide whether I do want to change it, and it gives me that month to change things around if I do want to. So no book club pick for me. Not sure whether this is going to happen going into the future. We'll see. But I am participating in Katriana's Patreon book club, and we are going to be reading The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I'm very excited for this. I did start reading it before. I think I read like, oh, when did I hang on, I've read quite a bit. Yes, so I got to page 114, which was chapter 3. So I did start reading this and I really was enjoying it. I just didn't have the time to finish it. I think this was actually a book club pick for Morgan's Patreon book club when I was participating, but I never finished reading it. So we're going to be reading this, and I'm really excited to, because I do think I'm going to enjoy it because of the bits that I did read. I did enjoy. So going to be reading this, and I'm very excited because this also sort of fits a vibe, because I am reading a few dark academia type books, so that would be quite cool to do a vlog or something. Actually no, because some of those books are no. But we're going to be reading this, and I'm really excited. I think I'm going to really enjoy this. And yeah, so that's for Katriana's Patreon book club. For Sydney's Patreon book club, so the actual book club pick, I'm not in the mood to read. It's Black Sun. I tried it before for Fays and Gays book club that I used to sort of join in with. I didn't really like the sound of it, so I didn't read it. I'm not in the mood to try again, so I'm gonna try and read the buddy read book. I must admit, I have been absolutely sucking at doing any of the books in Sydney's Patreon at the moment. I haven't read any of some of the book clubs. I haven't even read the buddy reads. I was planning to do one of the buddy reads for May. I haven't got round to it. I've even sent the book back to the library because I was like, I'm not going to read it. But I'm going to try and read The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter, which I've just requested from my library. There is one available, so hopefully I'll get that soon. It's dragons. It will fit really well with the Patreon readathon I'm doing with Cassidy and like all of the other Patreons. So yeah, I'm trying to hopefully get to that. I'm going to also see if I can get it on audiobook, because at the moment I found any of the books I've requested from the library seems to be available on audio on Borrow Books. So I'll see if I can, because that might make things a bit easier. So I'm going to try and read that. I have got it physically once it comes from the library. I just literally have just requested it today. And then the like unofficial book club with the Late Night crew, which is like Cassidy, Rye, Mel, and I think Bobby. They are planning to read The City of Dusk by Tara Sim. I've been wanting to read this anyway. It sounds really, really good. So it is a chunky book, but I think it might be a fast-paced book. We'll see. But this is their like unofficial book club pick. So I would like to try and read it. I do sometimes feel like they do their live shows in like July, so if I don't get to finish it, then maybe I can like read it or something like the beginning of July before the live show. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see, but that it's there. And then we're on to Whateverathon. I'm not 100% sure whether Cassidy has got a Patreon book club pick. I don't know. I've got in my head that I think it might be Jade City. If it is, I've already read it, so I won't participate, but I can't fully remember. So possibly in my wrap up I might talk about it, or if I know from now to when I edit this video, I might upload it here to tell you what it is. But I'm not sure whether there is or not, or if there is, it might be Jade City. I can't remember, basically. I can't remember, and I've looked back on the Patreon and I can't find anything, so I don't know. But anyway, let's get on to the Whateverathon TBR. So I am participating in Whateverathon. It's a whole month-long thing in June, so June 1st to June the 31st? Or was it the 30th? I can't remember. I am on Team Beach Readers, which basically is Cassidy, Steph, someone else. I can't remember who our hosts were, but basically in Cassidy's Patreon thing, she told us, and she basically made us all force to go to Beach Readers, regardless of Cassidy's forcement. I love the beach. It's one of my favourite things. I love reading in the beach, and to be honest, I probably, with it being hopefully be summer and be nice and warm, I probably will read in the beach. So that'd be quite a nice vlog to do, being Beach Readers TBR in beach. Anyway, off kilter. But I was like, yep, I'm going to go in Beach Readers. So Beach Readers, we have 5 main prompts for our team, and then we have like the remaining prompts. So Whateverathon has changed a bit this time round, so we all have a bingo board, and basically if you complete like a line of the bingos and all that, you get these points and blah blah blah. You get points if you've completed your like goal. So my goal is 5 books, and then you get extra points if you go over your 5 goal. You also get extra points if you read a host favourite. You get extra points if you do like the non-bookish activities. You get extra points if you read like the bonus prompts, which is either an LGBTQI plus book or another book that has diverse bits, whether it's diverse characters or to do with mental health, stuff like that. So it is points based, but also we've got like a bingo board. And yeah, I want to try and complete every single prompt on the bingo board. So I'm going to show it here. And then I will put on where each book will go on. So there are some books that I'm going to try and fit for 3 prompts. So you can fit 3 books to 1 prompt, but you will get the same remaining points. I think it will be like you get 75 points. You don't get anything more, something, I can't remember. So for the Beach Reader's main 5 prompts. So for dark romance, I am going to be reading on my Kindle and carry on with a series. I'm going to be reading After the Fall by Gianna Darling. This is book 5 of the Fallen Men series. It's like a motorcycle club romance. It's also like age gaps and all this. So After the Fall actually goes back to our 2 main characters that was in book 1, which was King and I've forgotten her name. I keep forgetting her name now. It's like a weird name. Cressida, I think. Oh yeah, it's Cress. We're just going to call Cress. So this one's going back to Cress and King, and like it's basically something that happened in between book 2 and book 3. So I know what happened in book 2. I'm currently reading book 3, so it's between like the 2 events of there, and it's back to them and all of this. So I'm going to be reading that. For summer thriller, I'm really excited. I am going to be reading Family of Liars by Lee E. Lockhart. This is like a prequel to We Were Liars, which I absolutely adored. I thought it was fantastic. So I'm very excited to be reading this. So this is actually set in a private island off the coast of Massachusetts, and it is obviously set in a beach. We've got like beach houses and all that. So this really fits the bill for summer thriller, and I can't wait to read it because we get the adults' perspective this time, and it's the adults and why there was this fight in, well, that we know of and We Were Liars. So I'm really intrigued to see like the adults' perspective and like their secrets and their lies, and yeah, I'm very excited to be reading that. Then for political fantasy, I'd be reading Malice by John Gwynne. I also can count this as a host fave, so I'll get extra points because this is one of Cassidy's host faves. You probably can tell if you know Cassidy that this was one of the prompts she chose because she loves a political fantasy. So I'm going to be reading Malice. I also have this on Audible, so I think I'm going to read and listen to this just to make it a bit easier, because I think this is going to be one of those books where there's a lot of world building, a lot of politicalness, and like other stuff that I think listening on audio might help. Indie Self Pub, I have gone and repeated another book, and I'm going to be reading After the Fall by Gianna Darling because it's self-published by Gianna Darling herself. And then Water on the Cover, I am going to be reading The Inadequate Hair by Danielle L. Jensen. This is book 3 of the Bridge Kingdom series, and it's officially out now, so I am going to buy it on my Kindle. It's probably the only book I'm actually going to buy because I need it. I'm really excited. There is water on the cover that you probably can see, but also it is set around with this Bridge Kingdom, which is set with this sea, so the book itself is also to do with water and everything. I'm really excited to read this. Like, I'm really can't wait. And then we are talking about like the sort of bonus prompts, so anything that's by either by an LGBTQI plus author or a book about that has queer rep in, like, you will get points. So I have 2 that I've got arc wise that are, I've got Especially Earnest, which I think both sapphic and gay. I think we've got numerous queer people in here. This is actually a shorter book, so this might work really well just because it's a quick read. But I've also got A Little Bit Country by Brian D. Kennedy, which is male-male relationship. I have also got numerous other books on here. I have got a graphic novel called Messy Roots, which would both fit LGBTQI rep and diverse rep. And it's sort of like a memoir graphic novel, so that might be good as well, because it's a short book. So I've got like many options to go with this. So for diverse books, like I said, the previous graphic novel, but also I have got some poetry by Ocean Vuong, which I really want to read. These are really short, so I might use that as well, because I think Ocean Vuong is a diverse author, and I think also the stories have got some like good different reps in, so I might sort of attempt these. They also will fit really well for some of the normal prompts. Also there is for graphic novels, New Kid by Jerry Craft. This is a diverse kids graphic novel which I've seen in my library, so I think I might get that, just because then it's quick reads and I'm still adding up prompts. Pashmina by Nidhi Shanani. I probably butchered that so badly, I'm sorry, but I really like the sound of that, and I've had a look at some of the artwork on like reviews, and it's just a beautiful graphic novel. And also I actually own this on my Kindle, The Tea Dragon Society by Kate O'Neill. Again, that's got some rep in it as well. So I think for like the diverse books, those little short ones would be really good, because I can add up the points, but they're not massive books that's going to take me long. And then we're going on to normal prompts, which are all of like the white ones. So blue is beach reads, the grey are all like the non-reading prompts, and then obviously white are like the normal prompts that all of the teams have got. So first up is Lee and of a and so I'm going to go with The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. I'm really excited to read this. I have this on here for a reason, so watch out for that. I'm not going to say, but this is for a secret vlog which I'm going to be doing. So there's a couple of books on here that I've made to fit in so I can do this secret vlog, and so these particular books I will be doing a secret vlog of, but I won't have it in like the Whateverathon vlog that I am planning to do. It'll be separate, but I'm going to be reading this. Obviously it has so that works, but this is like a historical fantasy about witches, and a lot of people love this book, so I'm going to try it out. So it is a chunky book, but I think it's going to be a quick read. Then for one word title, I am going to be reading Bunny by Mona Awad. I need to get onto this train. Everyone thinks it's weird but love it. I have this on audio as well. I've actually got this from Borrowed Box, and I did start listening to it just to get the feel, and I think actually listening to it and reading along is going to give me a better experience, because the narrator actually does different voices, and I think there's music in the background as well by the sounds of it, or might have just been the intro bit, I don't know. But yeah, I think the experience is just going to be a bit nicer listening and reading along. Then we have polls, so you basically can choose whatever you want. You can either do a poll on Whateverathon Discord chat, you can do a poll on your Instagram stories, or any type of thing where you do a poll. So I did it on my Instagram stories, and it was Gallant by V.E. Schwab, Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes, Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas, and Insomnia by Sarah Pinborough. And you probably can guess what won. Gallant one by V.E. Schwab. So I'm going to be reading that. I'm very glad, because it is actually a short book, and I think I probably am going to love this book. I think I will love this book, and because I've not read any other V.E. Schwab books, I have got nothing to compare it to, so I think I'm going to love this book. I know a few people don't, I know a few people do, but I think because it's my first Schwab book, I've got nothing to compare to, so I don't have any sort of expectation going into it. But I'm going to be reading this, and I'm glad, because it is a short book. The other ones were quite chunky, so thank you for that. And then we have Colour on the Title, which is another sort of game-esque thing to do. So you could either do a colour generator, like a wheel, and whatever colours on there, you match the book cover to that colour, or you can choose your colours and you know which books it does, but you only put the colours up and someone like votes their favourite colour, which is what I did. So I went on Whateverathon Discord chat and I put love hearts with the colours, which already I knew which books fit into. And this was really funny, because literally two colours was neck to neck, which was purple and pink. No, I lie, it was purple and yellow. sorry, they were neck to neck, and I was just like, okay, and I was leaving it to the end of the month. It was still neck to neck, no one had like changed it, and I was like, right, I'm gonna have to do another pull with just between these two colours and hope to God that we don't have a draw. So the colours I chose were yellow, pink, red and purple. So yellow for the book for it was The Coldest Touch, because there was yellow on it. Pink was The Revelry, because that is pink. Red was Lies My Memory Told Me, which is like a little arc I got, but it's a complete red book. And then purple was Catherine House. So it was between purple and yellow in the end. So I did that, and I did it for 24 hours, and literally it was either 3 or 4 points ahead, but purple won, and that is Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. So I'm quite glad that this won, but because again this is on for like a vlog that I want to do. So I'm glad it did win anyway, because otherwise I'd have to add it on with the books. So we're going to be reading that for colour on the colour on the title. I think I've butchered that up. Have I butchered that up in the sense that it should have a colour in the title? Shit, I think I might have butchered that up. I hope not. I'm going to have to check. If I have, then we're going to have to rethink that. Oops. Then the next two prompts, I'm sort of combining the two. So less read genre and under 300 pages. So for that, I'm going to be reading Ghost War by Sarah Moss. So for less read genre, I'm going to say is like horror and like literary fiction and like things like that. So this, I'm not 100% sure whether it's a horror, whether it's a cult book. I don't fully know. All I know is that this is a very short book. It's 152 pages if you count the acknowledgement. But I've seen the rounds of this book a while, and everyone says it's amazing. Like, considering how small it is jammed packed with so much. It's sort of set in like a archaeology, and about this father who's like obsessed with the harshness of Iron Age life, and it's about like a young woman who was sacrificed. So I got a feeling like there was like a cult, like a ritual sort of thing. So it sort of gives me like a little bit of like horror cultish vibes. So I'm going with that because I don't read much horror, and if I think this is sort of like a literary fiction, so I don't read much of them. Also, this is under 300 pages because it's like only 152 pages. So we're going with that. Then Host Fave, I could have put Malice in this as well. I could have. It would have made it easier. But I actually have the Rune of Kings, and I actually have this, which I requested from Borrow Box because I wanted to read it, and I was hoping to read it for May, but it wasn't available. So I was like, oh, I'll read it in June. And this was before I knew Whateverathon happened. But it is a chunky book, but I really want to read it because a few people have been talking about it, and it's like, it's got different POVs, different people's stories. Like, I know it's sort of going backwards and forwards, which is why I wanted the audiobook to help, but I don't know, there's something about this book which I think I am going to absolutely love. And it is on Host Fave. It's I can't remember who it is. She put this as one of her faves, so it fits. So we're going to read this chunky book, but I'm hoping because I've got it on audio, I can read it quicker, and I think I won't get too lost, because a lot of people say like we get numerous stories and the timeline changes again. It's one of those ones that you have to concentrate, and I think if you listen to it as well, you will pay attention more. So we'll see. Then recently hauled, I did mention I was going to put this on here, but Book of Night by Holly Black. I recently just got this in my Illumicrate subscription box, and I knew this was having to go on a TBR because I desperately want to read this. So we're going to be reading that, and it's not long, and I think I'm going to fly through that book. And then continue a series, I'm using After the Fall by Gianna Darling because it is book 4 of the Fallen Men series. Different format. I'm including The Inadequate Air by Danielle Jensen because it is on my Kindle. I could use After the Fall, or I could use any of my audiobooks, but I thought I'd just add that in, just, you know, because I think after the 4 I had already put with 3 other prompts. And then for on previous TBR and 2021 release, I've incorporated 2 same books, and I also think I'm going to incorporate it for Last Letter, First Letter as well. But I'm going to be reading The Corpse Flower by Anne Met Hancock. So this was on a previous TBR, I think it was in April's. I remember seeing it, and I was looking back. I think it's my April one. It wasn't May, but I think it was April's one, and I haven't read it. I really want to, and I've just seen that there is a book 2, so I'm like, ooh. And the book 2 was out in August, I think. I don't, or near the end of the month. I know it's out this year, so I was like, oh, if I really love this, then I might see if I can get into the second book at some point. So I'm going to be reading that for on previous TBR and 2021 release, because this was out in, I think, well, it's difficult. Apparently it was first published in 2022 in the UK, but it was out in 2022, but it was just in America. So I'm not 100% sure, but it said on, when I looked on Amazon, it said first published in 2021. So yeah, I don't know. It said 2021 on there, so I kind of went like it's 2021 because it was, I think, out from America first before here. Whatever, I'm making it work because it did say 2021, but also it is on the previous TBR. And Last Letter, First Letter is whatever book you read, like whatever the last letter is, you have to read the book with that last letter and the first letter. So I've got a few options. The Book of Night, it ends with T. I can start with The Corpse Flower. Also, what's that? There was other ones. I can't find it now. Gallant. So basically, if I read Gallant, I could pick this up. If I read Book of Night, I could pick this up as well, and it would work in Last Letter. So I've got a few options of which book and all of that. So I have options. It's not like I don't. There are a few library books that I also am hearing about reading. I wouldn't mind trying to read Normal People to see whether it is a book for me or not, because I did unhaul it and I found it in the library and I thought, ooh. I've also got some poetry as well, and I have another fantasy, but if I can, I might push that into July. So I do have other books, but primarily these are the ones that I'm concentrating on. So yeah, quite a few books, but I've not got much planned, so we'll see. If you're participating in Whateverathon, do let me know. Let me know which team you are on. But go Beaches. I absolutely love our little names that we're calling each other. It's brilliant. I do want to get like a beach top, like a beachy vibe top. So I have been looking. I've seen a couple, so I might actually get one and then wear it, go to the beach and read some of my books that are actually the beach readers prompts. I think that would be a really good vlog. But I am going to vlog here and there. I don't know whether I'm going to do like a vlog every week for Whateverathon or what. We'll see, because obviously, life. But yeah, that's all the books. It's going to be a crazy month, but some of these books, I think I'm like, if I don't complete it, I don't complete it. My bit is, if I read the 5 books, which are my goals, then I've smashed it. If I read all of the prompts for beach readers, which is 5 prompts, which is my goal, smashed it. Anything else will be brilliant. So like my bit is, as long as I do the beach reader prompts and do that, as long as I've done my goal, which is why I set it quite low, then I'm quite happy with that. But I would like to actually get like bingos and try and get all of the bingos on the board. That would be fantastic, because then you do get more points. But in the end of the game, it is just fun for me. It's just a little fun. I'm not really competitive or anything. I'm just doing it for the fun side of things. But yeah, it would be nice to grab some points, get a lot of points, and try and get beach readers to win, because every team I've been on for readathons, I've lost. Like, our team's lost, and I'm like, no, I want to be on one of the winning teams. So yeah, thank you for watching my TBR video. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye!